Hello. I hope that you're doing fine. Let me fix my camera. Let's see if you can stay the way I wanted to stay. There. Good job. So, I think that's better. How are you doing? I hope you're doing perfect. Fine. I'm also doing very well. Getting ready to go to work. It's about that time. It's about that time. I am getting ready to go to work. I hope that you have been okay. We are officially in March. Actually, we are in mid-March. I'm telling you, this year is flying. It is flying. So I want to talk a little bit about a topic before I get to work. I've been working in a little bit. I like to go early. And just before we start with anything, my name is Charity Nganga. This is Charity's Bible USA, your #1 channel. And don't forget the drill. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Kindly consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. And if you understand, and this is for Francis, you know, like I have to champion for him. He did a video, and that video has got so many views. And he is doing great. Actually, I just called him and told him how his video is doing. And I know he feels so good about it. So there's that channel. It's a vernacular channel. He uses our vernacular language. It's called Kwemenya America. Please, when you subscribe here, just go and support him on his YouTube channel. It is ours, but normally you will be seeing him most of the time on that channel. Now, let's talk just a little bit about the DV lottery. I know I haven't talked about it so much because when we are done filling out for the DV lottery and everything, what I normally like to do is to stop, not talk about it anymore, so that you guys can go on with your lives. You guys can be able to focus on other things, because like I said, DV lottery is not, it cannot shape who you are, it cannot shape your life until you have won it. And that's what I normally say. That's why you find that when the lottery is gone, when it's done, I just stop talking about it so that you guys can put it behind your minds, and then we can focus on other things. And then as we come to approach May, because May is almost, it's gonna be here soon. We just started March. Today is the 15th, you know, and soon this month is gonna be gone, next month is gonna be gone, and we're gonna be checking, so that when you go and check, whether you're selected or not, your life doesn't change. You know, that's the drill. That's how we are supposed to take it. But I've had people reaching out, so many people reaching out to me. And, you know, sometimes you cannot know whether those people are authentic or they're not authentic. But I like to talk about it, guys, about preparing. Because you have to prepare. Whether you, especially if you're going to be selected in May, you have to be 100% prepared. And if you have watched my other videos, my previous videos, I have talked about money. Because, guys, without money, you are not going to be able to process for the DV lottery. And where does it start? How do you make that step of faith, that leap of faith, so that when you win, you're not going to be left stranded or lost? You start by saving. And by saving, I mean you save a lot of money. Because when you have to think about the whole amount of money that you have in dollars. Because the only thing that you're going to get in your foreign money is your passport. Because that one, you get it from your country. But when you start processing the DV lottery, you're going to start paying in dollars. That's for sure, you know. Like, let's talk about the interview that you'll have to go for after you have been selected. Of course, you have to submit your DS-260. So the DS-260, and if you go back to my videos, I have talked so much intensively about the DS-260. That is the form that you fill out to tell them about your information. They want to know you more. They want to know about your family. They want to know about what you have been doing, your occupation. They want to know all those things. So for the DS260 right now, it's not very expensive, because you just go online and you fill out all your details and the details of your family and everything. And of course, when you're filling out your DS260, you must have a passport, because like we said before, when we applied for the DV lottery, you did not need a passport. And just to reference, you find that more than 3 million Kenyans applied for the DV lottery last year. That's a big number. So you find that if you are selected, you're very, 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 very lucky. Like, you're one of the luckiest people in the world, you know, if you're selected for the DV lottery. Because in the whole world, remember, the number of visas is limited. But, so, you have to be ready. And by being ready means that after you fill out your DS260, that is after you have been selected, then they will say, they will give you information on what to do on that website. When you check, when your visa becomes available is when you get an appointment. And there's so many things that you have to do before you get to the appointment, especially your medical interview, because I would call it an interview or appointment, because they want to go, you want to go in there, they want to do your physicals, they want to draw your blood and see if you're doing okay. They want to try and help you. They want to give you all the immunizations that you need, because you need a lot. Because I talk about the weather all the time here, because the weather changes. When you come here, it's a different environment, completely different environment. Like right now, we are in spring. When you look at the trees, all of them, they have this white, beautiful color. Now that white, beautiful color, that's pollen. And you find that people get sick. Like, for me, I have to take an antihistamine, because like you just get sick. And it's not because you came from a different country. Even the people who live here, they still get affected by the changes of the weather, you know what I mean? So they want to make sure that you had those very important immunizations that maybe you had when you were little, maybe you didn't have them, it doesn't matter. They will give them to you. So when you go for that appointment, the medical appointment, of course you're going to pay, and you're going to pay in dollars. You will pay in dollars, because the money that you're paying there gets converted automatically to what the dollar is costing at that specific day. And if you look at the money market right now, you can tell. I normally look at the money market all the time, because especially if I have to help to send money home, I have to look how much is the dollar costing. So if I look and see that it's gonna be better 2 hours later, I'm gonna wait and send my money 2 hours later, you know what I mean? So that's one thing. The other thing is that they try to advise you to book your medical appointment closer to your interview. So when you call for your medical appointment, of course you have to tell them that you are a DV lottery winner, so that they can schedule you closer to your appointment. I do remember when we went for our medical interview, we went like Friday, and our interview was on a Tuesday. So it was a very, very small margin, very, very small margin. Because I do remember when we went for our visa interview, we had to wait. We had gone in very early, and our appointment was supposed to be at 6 a.m. But we had to wait until close to 11. Because when they called us, before we even went to the consulate to interview us, they told us that we had to wait for our medical results, because they had not received everything that they needed to receive. So make sure that when you call, you're telling them that it's for DV lottery, so that they can schedule you as close as possible. It can be 1 week or whatever. Now what I want to talk about, like seriously, is about income, money, savings, whatever. You have to have that. You know, I've had like 5 people who have reached out to me, and they were like, I have won the DV lottery. And actually you can see that they are authentic. They even send the everything. They have the whatever, the notification that shows that they have been selected and all that. And then they tell me that they don't have money to process it. There is no way that you can process the DV lottery relying on charity. You cannot do that. And for me, I just like to tell the truth. You cannot rely on being given. And by meaning charity, it's not meaning me. It's meaning you cannot rely that someone is going to sponsor you and your family members with a DV lottery to come and live in the US. Now that one doesn't happen. Especially if you don't know those people. You know? It doesn't happen like that. So it is you. If you want to come to the US, you have to make your own initiative. And I normally tell you that when we were coming, guys, we spent a fortune. We had to sell everything that we had, guys. We had savings, but that was not enough. By the time we were done with the medical interview and we were done with the visa interview, we had zero in the bank. And no bank wanted to talk to us, guys. Wanted to talk to us because I do remember we wanted to apply for a loan, and we would have paid, because when you come to the US you convert the money into the dollars and everything. It's very easy to pay, and they couldn't give us. But we were honest upfront. We went and told them we need a little bit of money to add to what we have, so that we can go and then we can pay back. And it was our most trusted bank, but they couldn't give us a loan, you know. And it's ironical right now, if I go to Kenya, because some of our accounts we didn't close them and everything, and I ask for a loan and I am based here in the US, I will get a loan. You know what I mean? It's very, very ironical. But when you are coming, they are not going to give you anything. So what I want to talk about is for you to start saving. If you want to go, even if you want to go to the Middle East, it's not even coming here if you are planning to immigrate to any country, you have to have money on your own. There is no way that you're going to rely on charity, you know, on being given for you to be able to immigrate. And that is the hard truth, you know, that is the hard truth. You do not want to miss that opportunity, because the DV lottery can come, you win it, and if you do not have money to process, guys, you are not going to be able to do anything. And I tell you, I like to tell you our story, because we sold everything, and you know, we were worried. We had our visas, we had everything, our family. We sold we sold our businesses, we sold our cars, we sold everything, guys. We were left with nothing. And we put that money into the air ticket. And I do remember when we arrived in the US, we only had $1,000. That's all we had. Just $1,000. That's all we had. And I always thank the person who took us in, our host, because he took us in without even knowing us. Because if you look back at my other videos, like I tell, is that we were supposed initially to go to California, but we never went to California because our host bailed out on us. He decided it was not okay to host us anymore. So we had to look for elsewhere. But I'm telling you guys, if you have to prepare your mind psychologically, if you want to come to the US, guys, if you want to go anywhere, you have to have money somewhere, stacked in somewhere, so that you can be able to process. So it takes a lot of saving. It takes a lot of giving up on so many things so that you can be able to achieve the American dream. And you know, after you get your visa, the hardest thing that is there is the start. Because when you win the DV lottery, especially when you have a family, when to process it, to go for the medical, to go for the visa interview, all of you must go as a family. And you find that the norm or the law of the land here is that everybody is treated individually, even your kids. So when you're going for the visa, you're going to pay for yourself, for your spouse, and for every individual child that you have. So that's what happens. So you find that you have to, even if you have a 6-month-old baby, you have to be thinking about that 6-month-old baby in terms of, oh goodness gracious, oh, that person is in a hurry. They are in so much hurry, I don't know where they're going to. Oh goodness. That's how accidents happen. Like, where is he going in such a hurry? Like, if you want to go somewhere, reach on time, get out of your house on time. You know what I mean? Like, where is he going right now? What if he just made a small mistake and his life would end? You know, it's crazy. But anyway, that's just a by the way. So what I'm saying is, regardless of how much I would love all my fans and all my subscribers and everything, I cannot be able to help. You have to be able to do it yourself. And what I was talking about is that after you have gotten all your visas, then it becomes easier, because you can come by yourself. One spouse can come and they can work a little bit, and then after they work a little bit, then they can send the money home, and the other family members can come back, because when you get the visa, you have 6 months to be inside of United States. So it gets a little bit easier there, it gets very, very, very easy, because you will be able to plan accordingly. But without income, guys, so you have to start preparing about that. That's why I wanted to talk about this right before we win the DV lottery, because I believe that some people are gonna win the lottery. That is a fact. People are gonna win this lottery. But when you win the lottery, that's where the work begins. That's where all the money, like, you go for, I do remember when we went for interview, we were interviewed, and then they did all the labs and everything that they had to do. And then when we did the TB thing, they have to do the TB thing to test if you have TB or you have been exposed. Mine and for Eric, it turned positive. But then later I realized that I am so much allergic to those things, because when we came in here to the US, I did look for a job, and then they had to do that, and I'm telling you, my hand is got so swollen. So I knew that I had a reaction on that, because after I had to do a chest x-ray, and right now if I have to do that test, I can't do it. I normally go and do a blood draw. There's another one that's called quantiferon, that they do a blood draw and they check, and then when they check, they will tell you whether whatever, because that that's it's a standard process here, especially when you're looking for a job. They have to test you for TB. So that's just about that you have. So when I was turned positive, and because we had to go the next day, they told us that we had to pay for a chest x-ray. So that was more money that we had to pay for us to be able to pay. For us to be able to have the chest x-ray, it was more money that we had to pay. So you have to anticipate that. Maybe you have planned that this is the money that you're going to use, because they tell you the money that you're going to pay for your medical interview, and then things will happen, and when those things happen, it's at your cost. Another person was asking, what if you test positive for the TB? They're not going to deny your visa because you tested positive for the TB. No. What they're going to do is that they're going to delay. So it'll be kind of like a special case, whereby you're gonna have treatment, and when you do the treatment, you have to be tested by them. So make sure that the drugs, they give you the medication, and it's not free of charge. Of course, you have to pay for it. And at the same time, the follow-up labs, if you have to take your sputum, if you have to take all that, they has to be taken to their lab, and you still pay for that. So it's still gonna cost. So you have to look at all those things, or think about them, and hope for the best, and hope that you're not gonna have any complications, especially when they do your blood tests, especially when they do all that stuff. Because if you have something like, and when you go in there to the IOM building where they do the medical interview, you'll even see it's like a clinic. So you can see whereby you're supposed to go if you are having maybe a problem, and maybe if you are going to take a lab test for a different thing, you will see those signs. All of them are there. They are written over there. It's not that it's something that's hidden. It's just there in the open that you're gonna see. But you find that everything that you do, well, this person is just driving very slowly. Or is it the person that is in front of me? I think I have to change the lane. There. Today is Friday, so it's a weekend. And everybody is going somewhere, so downtown is kind of congested, but it's okay. So guys, what I wanted to talk about in this video is for preparation. Guys, you have a family, please think about your family as an individual. When you get selected, because they have all the numbers there of that's an estimate of how much you're going to use. You have to be thinking in terms of what if you have of having more, because you don't know what's going to happen. But do not say that I have won the DV lottery, I have everything, I have this, can you sponsor me because I have won the DV lottery? Nobody is going to be able to do that, guys. Like, it's just hard. Nobody is going to be able to do that. It's hard because it's a lot of money. But I know that it can be done. It can be done. And after you get your visa, then you can decide to come. And then when you come, you can work, because work is there. You know, when you come here with a green card, the first 1-2 months you will have a job. Believe me, you're going to have a job regardless of what. You'll get a job. You can get a job in Walmart or whatever. Even if you don't get a CNA job, because you have to be trained to become a CNA, you will get a job in Walmart. That's for sure. That's where Anne started. She started in Walmart. And she was lucky because she had worked in the store earlier in Kenya. So it was easier for her when she got hired in the store, you know. So it's important. Very, very important. That's something that you have to think about when you apply for these things. Think about money, saving. You have to have savings. And you know, sometimes I do my videos and then people are like, oh, it's so hard. No, I know it's so hard, but at the same time, you can be able to save. And saving doesn't mean that you have to have millions of dollars for you to be able to save. If you have like $1 and you're able to save only 25 cents, not much, just 25 cents of that dollar, then you are a good saver. But if you have $1 and you're able to use all of it without thinking about saving, then you will not be able to save. So that's how you have to think about it, that you have to have money. It takes money for the DV lottery to be processed. That is for sure. It takes a lot of money for it to be processed. And if I do not tell you that, and I've been talking about the DV lottery all the time, then you will get surprised. You'll be like, oh, it's a lot of money. Yes, it is a lot of money. It's a lot of investment for you to come and live here in the US. So guys, continue subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, hit the notification button, and we're going to talk about more about this as maybe this month, next month, before we see who is going to be selected for the DV lottery. And turn the camera so that I can say this nicely. If you're not selected, guys, it is not the end of the world. We still apply for another DV lottery, still in the same year, towards the end of this year, and you can always try. I know there are some people who are going to win the DV lottery for the first time. Won for the first time, you know. First time, we had never even applied and we won it. It takes the grace of God for such things to happen. And what I can say is to wish you all the best, guys. Keep it Charities Bubble USA. Keep it this pace, and you're going to learn more about coming to live in the USA and living your dream, living the American dream. So I'm just about to get into my work. I know those people who are very used to following me, you know, you are so much familiar with how I go. So I go to the entrance and I go to the parking garage. I park my car and then I walk to work. Yesterday was crazy because I think there was a fire. So when we went at the entrance, they could not let us in. So we just stood there. So many people, we just stood at the door. The security officer would not let us in. But that is for the safety of everybody. So we waited until it was clear. And then when it was clear, we were allowed to go in to work. So I hope that today when I go in, it's going to be I just go and I get in to work. Because I was so worried that I was going to be late. I don't like to be late for work. I go early. I like to be at work like 20 minutes before. So all I can do, I'm almost to get into my parking. All I can do is wish you all the best, guys, and I will see you in another video. Thank you for always supporting my channel. And please, I'm gonna put a link here for Francis' channel. I need you guys to go and support him. And what we are planning to do is to kinda, when he does a video on something that he's talking with the language that some of you do not understand, we are gonna be redoing the video in English, so that we feel like everybody is included in all those videos. So guys, sorry. So guys, I wish you all the best in whatever that you're doing. Thank you and God bless you.